St. Patrick's, BTEC since 1803. Assignment brief, unit qualification and title. BTEC Higher National Diploma. Unit number, title, Unit 27, Managing Quality in Health and Social Care. Unit leader, Ashraful Islam. Internal verifier, Muhammad Masood. Date of issue, 1st of October 2018. Date of submission, 23rd of December 2018. Coursework rules and regulations at St. Patrick's College. Plagiarism. The college takes plagiarism and academic misconduct seriously, and therefore suspected plagiarism will be investigated, and if found to have occurred, will be dealt with according to the procedures set down by the college. Please see the student handbook for further details of course action for plagiarism. Plagiarism is presenting someone else's work as your own. It includes copying information directly from the web or books without referencing the material, submitting joint coursework as an individual effort, copying another student's coursework, stealing coursework from another student and submitting it as your own work. Student declaration. All coursework submission will need to bear a declaration signed by you. Submission regulations 1. You are required to submit your coursework online through the college's virtual learning environment, VLE, which can be accessed through https://stpmoodle.net. Detailed information about this is available in the student handbook. 2. Details of submission procedures and related course of actions can be obtained from the Academic Administration Department or the student handbook. 3. If you are unable to submit your coursework on time due to extenuating circumstances, you are required to make an application to your respective schools for it to be considered using an extenuating circumstances form available from the Academic Admin Office. Student declaration. All coursework submission will need to bear a declaration signed by you. Submission regulations 1. You are required to submit your coursework online through the college's virtual learning environment, VLE, which can be accessed through http://stpmoodle.net. Detailed information. 2. Details of submission procedures and related course of actions can be obtained from the Academic Administration Department or the student handbook. 3. If you are unable to submit your coursework on time due to extenuating circumstances, you are required to make an application to your respective schools for it to be considered using an extenuating circumstances form available from the academic admin. Do not ask lecturers responsible for the course. They are not authorized to award an extension. The completed form must be accompanied by evidence such as medical certificate in the event of you being sick. 4. Specific requirement or subject-specific requirement for coursework submission will be stated further in the assignment brief or will be advised by your lecturer. Learning outcomes. Assessment criteria. To achieve the criteria, the student must show that the evidence must show that the student is able to task number. LO1 task 1. Understand different perspectives of quality in relation to health and social care services. 1.1 M1. Explain perspectives that stakeholders in health and social care have regarding quality. 1. LO2 task 2. Understand strategies for achieving quality in health and social care services. 1.3. Assess the impact of poor service quality on health and social care stakeholders. 1. 2.1 D1. Explain the standards that exist in health and social care for measuring quality. 2. 2.2. Evaluate different approaches to implementing quality systems. M1. 2. 2.3. Analyze potential barriers to delivery of quality health and social care services. 2. LO3 Task 3. Understand to evaluate systems, policies, and procedures in health and social care services. 3.1 D2. Evaluate the effectiveness of systems, policies, and procedures used in health and social care setting in achieving quality in services offered. 3. 3.2 D2. Analyze other factors that influence the achievement of quality in health and social care services. 3. 3.3 D3. Suggest ways in which the health and social care service could improve its quality. 3. LO4 Task 4. Understand methodologies for evaluating health and social care service quality. 4.1 D1. Evaluate methods for evaluating health and social care service quality with regard to external and internal perspectives. 4. 4.2. Discuss the impact that involving users of services in evaluation process have on service quality. 4. In addition to the pass criteria, this assignment gives you the opportunity to submit evidence in order to achieve the following merit or distinction. Grade discrepancies. M1. Identify and apply strategies to find appropriate solutions. Indicative characteristics. Complete problems with more than one variable have been explored, and an effective approach to study and research has been applied, submitted by agreed due date. And to achieve M1, learners must explain the different perspectives each stakeholder has regarding quality and identifying common ways of working together effectively. AC 1.1. Or to achieve M1, learners must evaluate, give their own opinion about different ways of implementing quality systems at the case study organization. AC 2.2. M2. Select, design, and apply appropriate methods or techniques. A range of sources of information has been used. To achieve M2, students must use appropriate resources for the assignment, including the use of books, journals, publication, and text, and internet throughout their assignment. Additionally, students must consistently use Harvard referencing to cite all references and sources of material used both for in-text citation and reference page within the assignment. M3. Present and communicate appropriate findings. Appropriate structure and approach has been used. To achieve M3, learners must use appropriate structure and sequence throughout the assignment. The work must be concise and succinct, with well-developed academic arguments laid out coherently throughout with throughout with exclusive reference to the case study. D1. Use criteria reflection to evaluate own work and justify valid conclusions. Conclusion arrived at through synthesis of ideas and justification. To achieve D1, learners must clearly justify and critique the approaches taken when evaluating methods, approaches, and effectiveness of service quality systems, policies, and procedures in health and social care setting AC 2.1 and AC 4.1. D2. Take responsibility for managing and organizing activities. The importance of interdependency recognized and achieved. To achieve D2, learners must substantially investigate and explore strategies for achieving quality in health and social care setting in the context of either case study or own work experience, while clearly highlighting the importance of interdependency, effects of actions, policies, decisions on the wider organization, AC 3.1 and AC 3.2. D3. Demonstrate convergent lateral creative thinking. Problems have been solved. Self-evaluation has taken place. Innovation and creative thinking have been applied. To achieve D3, learners must recommend problem-solving initiatives for poor quality of care services while applying innovation and creative thinking to improve quality in the case study organization. Healthcare setting, taking on board service user requirements fully well, AC 3.3 and AC 4.2. Assignment case study. For this assignment, you must effectively demonstrate your understanding and skills in managing quality in health and social care organizations. To do so, you must carry out the tasks below in relation to the CQC report for Stretton Nursing Home, SNH. Carefully read tasks below in relation to CQC report for Stretton Nursing Home, SNH. Carefully read the CQC report for Stretton Nursing Home, SNH. The CQC report showed a need for urgent improvement of quality in care home. As a quality manager, you are responsible for managing quality. You are required to identify and make required changes to improve and manage the recommended quality before the next CQC inspection. To carry out this task, you must carry out research on relevant available literature data sources. It is advisable to consult relevant sources of literature and data, e.g. free NHS or CQC online reports and texts on the organization to fully understand the context of managing quality. Please note CQC report for Stretton Nursing Home SNH is uploaded on STP Moodle and can be found in the folder titled Assignment Pack. Care Quality Commission, Life Care Corporation Limited, detailed findings. Background to this inspection. Case studies on Care Quality Commission. Assignment brief. Qualification title BTech National Higher Diploma. Unit number title Unit 26 Facilitating Change in Health and Social Care Management. Unit leader Ashraf al-Islam. Internal verifier name Shahara Diodobata. Date of issue 14th of May 2018. Date of submission 4th of August 2018. Coursework rules and regulations. Plagiarism. The college takes plagiarism and academic misconduct seriously, and therefore suspected plagiarism will be investigated and if found to have occurred, will be dealt with according to the procedures set down by the college. Please see your student handbook for further details of course of action for plagiarism issues. Plagiarism. Plagiarism is presenting somebody else's work as your own. It includes copying information directly from the web or books without referencing the material, submitting joint coursework as an individual effort, copying another student's coursework, stealing coursework from another student and submitting it as your own. Student declaration. All coursework submission will need to bear a declaration signed by you. Submission regulations 1. You are required to submit your coursework online through the college's virtual learning environment, VLE, which can be accessed through http://stpmoodle.net. Detailed information about this is available in the handbook. 2. Details of submission procedures and related course of actions can be obtained from the Academic Administration Department or the Student Handbook. 3. If you are unable to submit your coursework on time due to extenuating circumstances, you are required to make an application to your respective schools for academic admin office. Do not ask your lecturers responsible for the course. They are not authorized to award an extenuation. The completed form must be accompanied by evidence such as a medical certificate in the event of being sick, specific requirement or subject-specific requirement for coursework submission will be stated further in the assignment brief or will be advised by your lecturer. Learning outcomes, assessment criteria. To achieve the criteria, the students must show that the student is able to, and then task number. Task 1, LO1, Task 1, LO1, Task 1. Understand the factors that drive change in health and social care services. 1.1. Explain the key factors that drive change in health and social care services. 1. 1.2 M1. Assess the challenges that key factors of change bring to health and social care services. 1. LO2, Task 2. Understand to evaluate recent changes in health and social care services. 2.1. Devise a strategy and criteria for measuring recent changes in health and social care. D2. 2.2. Measure the impact of recent changes on health and social care services against set criteria. 2. 2.3 D1. Evaluate the overall impact of recent changes in health and social care. 2. 2.4 D2. Propose appropriate service responses to recent changes in health and social care service. LO3, Task 3. Understand the principles of change management. 3.1 D3. Explain the key principles of change management. 3.2 M1. Explain how changes in health and social care are planned. 3.3 D3. Assess how to monitor recent changes in health and social care services. 3. In addition to the past criteria, this assignment gives you the opportunity to submit evidence in order to achieve the following for the following merit and distinction grades. Grade descriptors. M1. Identify and apply strategies to find appropriate solutions. Indicative characteristics. Effective judgment has been made. Effective approach to study has been applied. Contextualization. To achieve M1, students must demonstrate their effective judgment by offering their own solutions to the challenges triggered by the changes. ACE 1.2. Or to achieve M1, students must evaluate how each stakeholder influences the planning process and its impact on change. AC 3.2. And has submitted work by the agreed due date. M2. Select, design, and apply appropriate methods, techniques, Relevant theories, methods, and techniques have been applied. To achieve M2, students must use appropriate resource materials for the assignment, including the use of books, journals, publication, and text, and internet throughout their assignment. Additionally, students must cite all references and sources of material used both or in-text citation and reference page within the assignment by using Harvard referencing style. M3. Present and communicate appropriate findings. The appropriate structure and approach and range of sources of information has been used. To achieve M3, student must use appropriate structure and sequence throughout the assignment. The work must be concise and succinct, developing their academic arguments in an orderly manner. D1. Use critical reflection to evaluate own work. Conclusions made through reflection to evaluate to evaluate own work and justify valid conclusions. Conclusions made through the synthesis of ideas against criteria. To achieve D1, student must critically evaluate the overall impact of recent changes in health and social care with specific reference to the issues mentioned in case study AC 2.3. D2, take responsibility for managing and organizing activities. Substantial activities, projects, or investigations have been planned, managed, or organized. To achieve D2, student must substantially justify their choice or strategies and criteria by showing own analytical thinking, AC 2.1. Or to achieve D2, students must ensure their proposed response to change are aimed at the case study organization. Students must also be thoughtful of impact of the suggestions, AC 2.4. D3. Demonstrate convergent lateral creative thinking. Innovation and creative thought have been applied and problems solved. To achieve D3, students must apply creative and critical thinking while applying various modules of change to the issues faced in the case study organization, AC 3.1. Or to achieve D3, students must demonstrate creativity and genuine thinking while assessing monitoring methods linking them to the case study fully well, AC 3.3. Assignment. For this assignment, you must effectively demonstrate your understanding and skills in facilitating change in health and social care organizations. To do so, you must carry out the tasks below in relation to the CQC report for Beacon Edge Care Home, BECH. Carefully read the CQC report for Beacon Edge Care Home, BECH. The CQC reports showed a need for urgent changes in the hospital. Then imagine that you are a team leader or a manager and you are responsible for facilitating change. You are required to identify and make required changes before the next CQC inspection. To carry out this task, you must carry out research on relevant available literature, data sources to answer the tasks below. It is advisable that you consult sources of literature and data, e.g. free NHS or CQC online reports and texts on the organization to fully understand the context of change. Please note CQC report for Beacon Edge Care Home BCH is uploaded on SDP Moodle and can be found in the folder titled Beacon Edge Care Home Beacon Edge Care Home case study for FC assignment. Please note, CQC report for Beacon Edge Care Home BECH is uploaded on SDP Moodle and can be found in the folder titled Beacon Edge Care Home case study for FC assignment. Format written report. This will be in the sections task ABC with each assignment criteria as a subheading. Suggested word count 4,000 plus 10% words. Task A. In relation to the given CQC report, explain the key factors that drive change in health and social care, AC 1.1. Assess the challenges that key factors of change brings to health and social care services, AC 1.2. To answer the above assignment criteria, use only or all the best pest analysis, SWOT analysis, or force field analysis to deprecate the factors driving change in your chosen organization. You should be able to show the potential challenges of these factors for service users, staff, and the organization, why you identified these factors, and some potential priorities for change. The pest and SWOT analysis samples can be found on SDP Moodle Week 2. Task 2. In relation to the given CQC report, devise a strategy and criteria for measuring recent changes in health and social care LO 2.1. D2. Measure the impact of recent changes on health and social care service against the set criteria. LO 2.2. Evaluate the overall impact of recent changes in health and social care. To answer the above criteria, you have to devise own criteria and strategies to show you will measure the impact of recent changes, which can be either planned or unplanned. Assignment brief, qualification title, BTech Level 5 HND Health and Social Care. Unit number, unit number title, Communication in Health and Social Care Organization, Unit 1. Unit leader, Unit developer, internal verifier, Chineo Ogeari. Date of issue 5th of June 2017. Date of submission 26th of August 2359. Coursework rules and regulations, St. Patrick's International College. Plagiarism. The college takes plagiarism and academic misconduct seriously, and therefore suspected plagiarism will be investigated, and if found to have occurred, will be dealt with according to the procedures set down by the college. Outcomes and assessment requirements. Learning outcomes. Assessment criteria. To achieve the criteria, the evidence must show that the student is able to, and then task number. LO1. Be able to explore how communication skills are used in health and social care. 1.1. Apply relevant theories of communication to health and social care contexts. 1.2. Use communication skills in health and social care contexts. 1.3. Review methods of dealing with inappropriate interpersonal communication between individuals in health and social care settings. 1.4. Analyze the use of strategies to support users of health and social care services with specific communication needs. LO2. Understand how various factors influence the communication process in health and social care. 2.1. Explain how the communication process is influenced by values and cultural factors. 2.2. Explain how legislation, charters, and codes of practices impact on the communication process in health and social care. 2.3. Analyze the effectiveness of organizational systems and policies in promoting good practice in communication. 2.4. Suggest ways of improving the communication process in health and social care setting. LO3. Be able to explore the use of information and communication technology ICT in health and social care. 3.1. Assess and use the standard ICT software packages to support work in health and social care. 3.2. Analyze the benefits of using ICT in health and social care for users of services, care workers, and care organizations. 3.3. Analyze how legal considerations in the use of ICT impact on health and social care. Background of assignment. Suggested word count for this assignment 3,000. Part of academic ability is to be able to show that your work is concise and to the point. In this assignment, students must demonstrate their understanding of communication principles, techniques, and strategies used in health and social care settings. Please refer to the case study overleaf. A copy of the essay format will be made available to students. Scenario hospital assignment. Joanna H., as a 54-year-old lady originally from Vietnam, has multiple health needs. Those range from hearing to speech difficulties. In addition, she has problem with English language and her dictation is not really clear. She has assistive technology to help her everyday needs. One day, Joanna required a hospital visit for treatment due to her poor mobility from a garden fall. When she arrived in the hospital, she was required to complete a medical form. However, none of the receptionists and nurses in the hospital understood Vietnamese. A nurse stood by nearby waiting for the form to be completed. Understand, she gestured to the patient that she needed to take her blood pressure and weight. Joanna simply did not understand what the nurse was trying to indicate, and she certainly did not like the nurse staring at her directly in the eye. However, Joanna did not grumble while she tried feverishly to work out the form. The nurse did not like being ignored and rushed off to the reception desk to telephone for an interpreter, but none could be found. Meanwhile, Joanna got up from her seat and started looking frantically around for a lavatory. The nurse spotted her and tapped her on the shoulder and demanded to know where she was going. This made Joanna even more nervous and looked desperately to the ground in humiliation. Fortunately, she then noticed even more she then noticed even more nervous and looked desperately to the ground in humiliation. Fortunately, she then noticed someone coming out of the room with a sink in it, and she assumed this was a lavatory. She made a dive for it. Someone came coming out of a room with a sink, with the nurse out of the room with the sink in it, and she assumed this was a lavatory. She made a dive for it, with the nurse hotly behind, screaming at her not to enter the room. Consultant in the room asked what the commotion was about, shouting that it was like a busy railway station. By chance, another Vietnamese patient arrived, etc., etc. BTech assignment brief, qualification title, and unit name, number, and title. EdXL BTech Level 4 and 5 Higher Nationals in Health and Social Care Management. Unit 4 Personal and Professional Development. Unit Leader Internal Verifier and Name Shania Ogiara, Unit Leader. Verifier Sigeo Seyanga. Date of issue 5th of June 2017. Date of submission. Monitoring dates. First formative assessment, fifth week of the second term, 03 July 2017. Second formative assessment, 10 weeks to second term, 07 August 2017. Third formative assessment, second week of the third term, year 1, 25th of September 2017. Final submission for those who have completed 200 hours last week of third term, year 1, 4th of December 2017. Final submission end of first term of second year, 26th of March 2018. Course rules and regulations in St. Patrick's College, International College. Plagiarism. The college takes plagiarism and academic misconduct seriously, and therefore suspected plagiarism will be investigated, and if found to have occurred, will be dealt with according with the procedures set down by the college. Please see your student handbook for further details of course of action for plagiarism issue. Learning outcomes, assessment criteria. To achieve the criteria, evidence must show that the student is able to, task number, LO1, understand how personal values and principles influence individual contributions to work in health and social care settings. 1.1, compare personal values and principles with the principles of support for working in health and social care. 1.2, assess how personal culture and experience influence own role in supporting users of services and others in health and social care settings. 1.3, discuss how new developments and changes to personal values can impact on work in health and social care. LO2, be able to produce, monitor, revise, and evaluate plans for personal progress in developing the skills and abilities required of a health and social care practitioner. 2.1, assess current skills, ability, and learning style. 2.2, produce a holistic development plan with short, medium, and long-term goals. 2.3, monitor progress against the plan according to the requirements of health and social care practitioner, revising the plan as required. 2.4, evaluate the effectiveness of the development plan to own development as a health and social care practitioner. LO3, understand the application of principles of professional engagement with users of health and social care services. 3.1, explain the nature of different professional relationships in health and social care contexts. 3.2, evaluate personal effectiveness in promoting and supporting the rights of the individual. 3.3, discuss ways to resolve issues encountered in professional relationships. LO4, be able to demonstrate development of own skills and understanding in relation to working with others in health and social care. 4.1, evaluate the effectiveness of personal contributions when working with others in health and social care practice. 4.2, explain how the limits of own work role impacts on work with others. 4.3, analyze own role in minimizing barriers to practice. Effective teamwork in health and social care practice. 4.4, discuss how to improve personal contributions to the collective effectiveness of a team. Integrated units, communicating in health and social care, assessment requirement, COM 1.2, COM 1.3, use of communication skills in health and social care context, access and use standard ICT software packages to support work in health and social care, supporting significant life events, SSLE, SSLE 3.2, SSLE 3.3. Reflection on own personal contributions to support of individuals experiencing significant life events. Make recommendations for improving the support available in health and social care organization for individuals and their social networks when affected by significant life events. Managing human resources. MHR 4.3. Evaluate how own development has been influenced by management approaches encountered in own experience. Principles of practice. PP 4.1. Explain own role and responsibilities, accountabilities, and duties in the context of working with those within and outside the health and social care practice. Personal development plan.